I never thought I'd see someone hauled off in handcuffs over a single musical note, but that's exactly what went down last Saturday at Bayside Community Beach. Picture this: a perfect summer day, the kind where the sky's so blue it hurts your eyes and the waves are whispering against the shore. The Martinez family was throwing a massive quinceañera for their daughter, Isabella, a sweet 15-year-old who deserved every second of the spotlight. The beach was alive with laughter, the smell of grilled carne asada, and the VY Brant strum of a mariachi band, their black suits gleaming with silver embroidery under the sun. It was the kind of scene that makes you feel like the world still got some good in it. The Martinezes had dotted every I and crossed every permits filed weeks in advance. Noise levels checked, even an open in VYTE to the whole neighborhood. Everyone was welcome to join the party. I was there, sipping a cold soda, in VY TED by my neighbors, the Martinezes, who'd gone all out to make this day special. Kids were chasing each other through the sand, grandparents were swaying to the music, and couples were dancing like they were young again. The mariachi band was on fire, their trumpets and VY Orleans we VY-ing a melody that felt like it was lifting the whole beach into the clouds. That is, until Deborah Clarkson decided she'd had enough. Now, if you don't know Deborah, let me paint you a picture. She's the VYC president of our HOA, the kind of person who'd fine you for a blade of grass out of place. She lives in one of those fancy beachfront houses, and let's just say her rule book doesn't apply evenly. Some folks get a pass for their loud pool parties, while others like the Martins get a citation for a single potted plant on their porch. I'd always suspected she played favorites, but what she did that day, it was next level. I first noticed her from the corner of my eye, standing on her balcony, arms crossed, staring down at the celebration like it was a personal insult. The band was mid-song, a soulful tune that had everyone swaying when Deborah stormed out of her house. She marched across the sand in her khaki capris and oversized VY sore, her face twisted like she'd bitten into a lemon. She shoved through the crowd, zero regard for the kids or the elderly folks in her way, and planted herself right in front of the band. "Stop this noise right now," she bellowed, her voice slicing through the music like a knife. Heads turned, confused. The band, pros through and through, kept playing, but Deborah wasn't VYing it. She stepped up to the trumpet player, so close he could probably feel her breath. "This is a noise violation," she declared. "This kind of music doesn't belong here. It's too foreign. It's hurting my ears." The crowd gasped. I mean, you could hear it, this collective intake of breath. Mr. Martinez, cool as a cucumber, stepped forward with a folder in his hand. "We have a permit, Miss Clarkson," he said, polite as ever. "Everything's in order. We're within the decibel limits, and we notified everyone about the party." Deborah snatched the permit, barely glanced at it, and shoved it back with a scoff. "I didn't approve this," she snapped, pointing at the violinist. "And I specifically don't like saw that saw note you keep playing. It's ruining the VYB of this community." I couldn't believe my ears. A saw note saw? Ruining the community? It was clear this wasn't about noise. This was about the Martinezes, their culture, their joy. They've lived here for 12 years, and Deborah's been on their case from day one. Petty fines, snide comments, you name it. The band leader, a guy with the patience of a saint, tried to reason with her. "Ma'am, we're just doing our job. This is a cultural celebration. Maybe you could talk to the host privately." Deborah's face went beet red. "I'm the HOA VYC president," she shrieked, louder than any trumpet. "I decide what happens on this beach. You've got 1 minute to pack up, or I'm calling the cops." Mrs. Martinez, who'd been VYing tamales with a smile, stepped in, her voice steady but firm. "Deborah, please. This is Isabella's day. We followed every rule. We even in VY TED you." Deborah's eyes narrowed. "I didn't like your in VY Tatayon either," she spat. "And I definitely don't like this music. It's not appropriate for our Saw community." What happened next had everyone's jaws on the floor. Deborah lunged forward and yanked the trumpet right out of the musician's hands. "This is confiscated until you leave," she said, holding it like it was EVY Denke in a crime scene. The trumpet player, a gray-haired man in his 60s, looked stunned but stayed calm. "Ma'am, that's my property, my livelihood. Please give it back. Deborah ignored him, already dialing 911. This is a noise violation, and you're all trespassing, she barked in her phone. The band leader tried again. Ma'am, return the trumpet, and we can talk this out. That's when Deborah lost it completely. She shoved the band leader hard, sending him stumbling into a microphone stand. Don't tell me what to do, she screamed. This music is assaulting me. It's acoustic harassment. By now, guests were pulling out their phones, recording every second. Deborah noticed and flipped out even more. She dropped the trumpet in the sand and went for a speaker, yanking cords until it toppled with a sickening crash. The music cut off. Silence fell, heavy and wrong. Isabella, the birthday girl, started crying, her beautiful day crumbling. You're targeting me, Deborah yelled, pointing at the now silent instruments. This music is aimed at my house. Guests were calling the police, and so was Deborah, screaming about being attacked by ethnic music. 3 patrol cars rolled up minutes later, and Deborah ran to them, arms flailing, playing the VY Tim. The cops, to their credit, stayed calm. They split everyone up, checked the permits, talked to witnesses, and watched the phone footage. It didn't take long for the truth to come out. The Martinezes had every right to be there. The band was hired legally. The noise was within limits. The only lawbreaker? Deborah Clarkson. I'll never forget her face when the cops walked over, their expressions stone cold. Ms. Clarkson, you're under arrest for disturbing the peace, assault, and destruction of property. Her smugness melted into confusion, then panic. This is a mistake, she stammered. I was protecting our property values. You don't understand how this music affects our community. The officer didn't blink. Turn around and place your hands behind your back. As the cuffs clicked on, Deborah's face went pale. For once, she had nothing to say. The crowd watched, stunned, as the police led her to the patrol car, reading her rights. But then, something incredible happened. The band leader, after checking on his team and their gear, picked up his guitar. With a nod to his band, they started playing again, louder, prouder, like they were reclaiming the day. The crowd erupted in cheers. Isabella, wiping her tears, broke into a smile. Her parents urged her to keep dancing, and soon she was twirling in a circle of family and friends, the quinceañera back in full swing, maybe even better than before. Deborah's reckoning came fast. At an emergency HOA meeting, she was booted from her VYC president spot, her BHA VY, or called out as a disgrace to our community's values. She was slapped with a $2,500 fine for the band's damaged equipment, plus extra for emotional distress. The law wasn't done with her either. The DA charged her with assault, property destruction, and a hate crime enhancement, given her blatant bias. She pleaded guilty to lesser charges to dodge a trial, but still got 6 months of probation, a $5,000 fine, and 200 hours of community SARE VY set specifically with cultural organizations. In court, as the sentence was read, Deborah whispered, "But I just didn't like the note," still clueless about the real issue. The beach that day showed what community can be: people coming together, standing up to intolerance, and celebrating joy in the face of hate. But it also left me wondering, how far will someone go to enforce their version of right? What do you think? Was Deborah just a grumpy neighbor, or was this about something deeper? Should the HOA have stepped in sooner to stop her selective rulemaking? And what about the band? Should they have stopped playing to de-escalate? Or was their defiance the right call? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button if this story got you fired up, and subscribe for more wild tales from the front lines of human drama. Let's keep this conversation going.